Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I thought since I started this whole adventure out, hoping to work through my stash, and we are already a quarter of a way through the year, I thought I would give you an update on what I have accomplished so far. Now, I was trying to figure out how I would do this. Would I go chronologically? Would I go according to categories? I decided to go categories. So we're going to start off with knits. And the first one that I have to show you is this cable knit cardigan. I started this back in January. If you've been watching my videos, by the way, thank you if you have. But I started this back in October and I did a video about things that I had in progress, and this was one of those sweaters. So I finally just bit the bullet and decided to finish it, and I think it turned out wonderful. I was hemming and hawing about how I was going to do the neck. I was like, am I going to do a turtleneck? Am I going to do a V-neck? As you can see, I decided to do the V-neck, and I'm very happy that I did. It has longer sleeves on it. One of the things that I can't stand is short sleeves. I mean, not short sleeves, I like short sleeves, but long sleeves that aren't long enough because I have long arms and it just drives me buggy if the sleeves are like a half an inch or an inch too short. So I made sure that my sleeves were long enough. I made sure that the body was long enough to go over the waistband on my jeans. So I am just so happy with how this turned out. It is so comfy warm. It is just a very simple cable pattern with a rib in between. This is just a 4-stitch cable, and I had a rib in between, and it's just a classic sweater. It's going to be so nice and cozy for the winter months. And as last February proved, we do get winter in Austin. Not very often, but it does happen. So I'm very happy with the way this has turned out. This yarn was actually unraveled from a man's sweater that I got at the thrift store. It is a cotton yarn. It is incredibly soft. It's been washed, so I don't have to worry about it shrinking in the wash or doing anything like that. I got it for a ridiculously low price. I probably paid $4 for all the yarn, and I actually have yarn left over from this, probably going to make a pair of gloves, or I might even have enough to do a little tank top. So it was definitely worth it. So really happy that I finished that project. The next thing that I made was this little cardigan, bolero, whatever you want to call it. Again, it was yarn that I had unraveled from a man's sweater. I believe this yarn is a wool because one of the reasons why I like getting men's sweaters at the thrift store is because they are usually natural fibers, and also they have less decoration on them, so you don't have to worry. Can you hear that? A lot of motorcycles going on out there. But men's sweaters don't have a lot of decoration on them, so you don't have to worry about dealing with that when you're unraveling it. Also, men's sweaters usually have more yarn because they're bigger. So this one I did not have a lot of yarn of. I had like 4, maybe 5 balls of it when I unraveled it, and because I used it for something else, and it was very thin yarn, so I had to double it up. So I wasn't really looking at a whole lot, and I just kept my fingers crossed that I would have enough to make this. And I did. I actually had some left over, so it worked out okay. And I'm very pleased with it. It's a cute little summer sweater to throw over a dress. And then the final knit that I have is this little sweater that I made using Red Heart's Luster Sheen, and I only had 3 skeins of this. Now, the skeins are pretty thick, so I was like, I think I could probably get a tank top out of it. And my original plan was to make this a raglan so that it would just go like that. But in my mind, I really wasn't able to resolve how I was going to do the neckband. And also, then I thought, oh, how am I going to wear this with a bra? I'm going to have to get a special bra. I don't have a strapless bra, blah, 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 blah. So in the end, what I decided to do was just this wider neckline, and I am so happy I did. It really kind of gives me a 50s vibe to it. And then this has a very pretty cable and lace panel down the front of it, some ribbing so that it gathers up. And I think it turned out beautiful. And one of the reasons why I wanted to make this sweater is we can transition now into my sewing. So I had this, I'm going to tilt my camera here so that you can see it. Whoops, let's get this out of the way so you don't see that. So I had this silk sari, and I just thought it was so beautiful. The reason I believe it was a sari was I did find it at the thrift store, and the edges were, these are finished, so, and it was also a very thin width. You know, fabric usually comes at a what is it, usually a 42, 44 inch width, and this was only about 32 inches wide. So I was pretty sure it was part of a sari. And it has this beautiful stripe pattern on the bottom of it. And one of the reasons why I wanted to make this sweater is that it matched the blue in this really nice. And so what I did was I just made a simple dirndl skirt out of it. You can see that a dirndl is just a rectangle that is gathered up. So I have my waistband here. I gathered it up into a front and a back and added a zipper here at the side. And what I have is this absolutely adorable spring outfit. I am so pleased with this. I think it is just so cute. I'm almost afraid to wear it because I don't want to take it off my mannequin. I love when I walk into the room and see it and it is there, and it just makes me so happy. So this is just a beautiful project, and I couldn't have planned it better. So I'm very pleased with the way that turned out. So speaking of skirts, I sort of went on a rampage. And in one of my previous videos, I talked about all the different fabrics I had and the skirts that I was planning on making with them. And I also showed you the tops that I had to go with it. So the first one, actually, this is not the first one that I made, but so I had this skirt, and you can see it has a bit of a luster to it. And this is just an 8-cord skirt pattern. I drafted it myself. It was really easy. I have, on my blog, I give you more details on how you can do that. And just made a waistband, put in the back zipper, and there you have it. I have my skirt. The problem with this skirt, it is a beautiful fabric and I adore this color, but it is itchy. It's scratchy. I think because it has this sheen in it that it must have some sort of metallic thread in it. As a matter of fact, I can kind of see some threads that you can't see this obviously, but I think it has metallic threads in it, which make it scratchy, and which is unfortunate. So what I need to do is just get a slip, because this is also very sheer. I cannot go out of the house without a slip in this because you can see everything in the light. And, you know, that's not a particular look that I want to be having. So the second skirt I have here, and also that was, oh no, I said that was a 6-score skirt. We're good. So the second skirt I have here is, don't fall apart on me now, is this one. I love this fabric. I think it is just so beautiful, so colorful, and I've been wanting to add more color to my wardrobe, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And it is just an 8-gore skirt, zipper in the back there with a hook and eye, and I have a pink sweater to wear with this. I have some yarn in this gray color that I plan on making the sweater with, and I actually have some green. I'm not a big green person, but I happen to have some green yarn that I think I'm going to make a sweater to go with this also. I have some red, if I hadn't already mentioned that, and I have black. So this is going to be a very versatile skirt. And it's just so beautiful. I love it. That was skirt number 3. I was on a big skirt kick, let me tell you something, because these are like potato chips. They're just really easy to cut out, whip up, and you're done. They would take even less time if I hadn't done all the waistband and the hem by hand. If I had done like a stitch in the ditch for the waistband, it would have been fine, but I decided to do it by hand. So this is another skirt that I made. And all this I bought the fabric at Joann's. I think you can still get it there. It was so funny. I was looking at one of my McCall's patterns, and I was looking at the photo that they had on it, and the dress was actually made in this fabric. So I think this was a very popular fabric at Joann's. So I got that at Joann's. This fabric was actually from a fabric store in Dallas, but it was like in the remnants pile, you know, so I got it on sale. This fabric was gifted to me. I don't remember who gave it to me. And it is probably wasn't something I would have bought, but now that I have it, I really like it. I think it's kind of a nice neutral, and it's got the white, and it also has black in it, so I can wear the white, I can wear black, because this brownish olivey brown, gray brown is probably going to be a hard color to match, but because it has the black and the white in it, I think will be a nice neutral. I already have a sweater to go with this, a cotton one that I had made. So again, it was a gored skirt. And to show you what I mean, I have hand stitched all my hems. I used bias tape on these to make it easier to hem them, but they're all done by hand. And the waistband also I do by hand. So you can see that I got my serged edges on the inside there. But that is a nice neutral. I have, once I make the black sweater, I also have a black top, so I've got plenty to wear with that. That was a whole kind of another thing, was I wanted to make sure that I had actual outfits as opposed to making pieces and then figuring out what I was going to wear with them. And it was kind of serendipitous because this fabric, I did buy this, but this yarn was actually gifted to me. So it just so happens that I have fabrics and yarns that work well together. So I'm very happy with that because I'm able to get some actual outfits out of it. Now, this skirt, again, it's another 8 gauze skirt. This is a quilting cotton that my friend gave me when she moved. She was cleaning things out, and she knows how much I like to make things, and she gifted me this fabric, and I think it's such a beautiful design. I love it. And again, even though it's cotton, this is a heavier cotton, so I think it would be really good for a fall, winter type skirt here in Austin. And all I need is a black sweater. So I gotta get to work on that black sweater because I have a lot of things that will go with it. I actually think I have enough of the black yarn that I may be able to do a long sleeve and a short sleeve sweater. So that will be exciting. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do this year was actually make myself a sloper. And I finally sat down and did it and worked my way through it. And I made this dress from my bodice sloper. And it's just a basic dress. I just wanted to test the pattern, test the fit, make sure it worked, and it all did. And then I made drafted the 6 gore or the 8 gore, it's 8 gores, the 8 gore skirt to go with this, and it is what I used for all my other skirt patterns. So that's the nice thing about having these, when you draft your own patterns and have master patterns, is you can mix bodices and skirts and that sort of thing to create all kinds of different designs. But anyway, I worked out the details of my bodice sloper with this. Everything fits really well. It's a cute little summer dress, and I'm gonna try to do this with my feet and bring it over here. But if you'll notice, I made this, whoopsie, I made this to go with the dress. So there was a purpose to making this cardigan. I wanted to have a nice little summer cardigan that I can wear with this dress, because in Austin it does get hot, but people blast the air conditioning and I am usually freezing inside a building. So I thought, well, if I wear this to work or that sort of thing, I'm going to want to have a sweater on top of it. So that worked out really well. So I have gotten myself a lot of cute outfits. And the other thing that I made, one thing about lockdown, got me thinking about my loungewear. Now, normally my loungewear is a bunch of mismatched stuff and hand-me-downs and stuff I've gotten for free. You know, I'm just sitting around the house. Nobody sees me. I live alone, so it doesn't matter. So I just throw stuff on. And then I realized, why shouldn't I have things that make me feel good, even if nobody else sees me in them? Things that just make me feel good. It's not about looking good for other people. It's about me feeling good about myself. And, I was beginning to feel, sitting around and all these hand-me-downs and everything, kind of, it did affect my mood in a bit, because when I just wore that, I was like, you know. So I was like, I need to up my loungewear game. And I decided to make this little set. So this is a top. I drafted this top from a tank top. And I decided I also wanted a pair of shorts to go with it. So let me take out the shorts here so you can see what they look like. So these are the shorts. They have just a little flower embroidered on them. And this was a pattern, I believe it was a McCall's pattern. I have it written in my blog. I don't remember what the number was, but it was for a set of slips and tap pants and camisoles. And so I decided to use that pattern and see how it would fit. And it fit fine. I wouldn't wear these outside, let me tell you. They're a little too, yeah, you know, I wouldn't wear them outside. They're not outside wearing shorts. They're definitely for hanging around the house. But so I made the pair of shorts with this knit fabric that I had in my stash and this top to go with it. Now, one of the things that happened with this top is the neckline is kind of wide. It's kind of wide. And I mean, it's fine since I just want to wear it around the house. But also, it wasn't really cute as it was. And that's when I decided to add all these embellishments to it. It's kind of Alabama Shannon style embroidery. It's just a straight running stitch. I cut out leaves, just arranged them in a pattern, and used a running stitch around them twice to secure them. And since this is knit fabric, I didn't bother folding down the edges. It's not going to fray. It will be fine. And in Alabama Shannon style, they don't hide the knots. The knots become part of the design, so I decided to do that also. And that little design not only added a nice decorative detail to the outfit, but it also helped with the neckline having been too wide. So that was just a creative way for me to finish it off. And I'm very pleased with the way that it turned out. It is so soft. It is perfect. Now, there are two other things that I made that I don't have here because, well, I do have one of them here. One of them is actually hanging in my bathroom. What I decided to do is make myself a shower curtain, which was interesting. The shower curtain has about 500 and some pieces in it. And if I can find a picture of it and figure out how to post it right here, I will do that since I am playing around with my new video editing software. But if I can find a picture and get it right here, I will post it there. It was so it was patchworked, and it was a lot of fun. I was wanting to add more color to my apartment and thought, I got all this fabric. My shower curtain actually is probably the most visible part of my bathroom, since you can look right into my bathroom and there's the shower curtain. That's the one thing that you see. So I thought, well, why not make it cute? So I pieced together a star to do that. And then the other thing that I made that I do not have here is I made a blanket using all of my worsted weight scraps. Now, worsted weight yarn, now this was like Red Heart and Caron and those, or is it pronounced Caron? I don't know, Caron. I don't know how you pronounce that, but the Red Heart, those acrylic yarns that really aren't suitable for anything but blankets. So I have a favorite Red Heart. I think it's a Red Heart pattern too. I got free on their website. But I decided to use up all of my worsted weights and knit a blanket with it. Also, I made these last year. I did 2 hooked rugs, and those I used acrylic yarn for too, so I had leftovers from that. And I made a blanket, and I have donated that to where I work for some of our clients. So that is gone. Again, if I can find a picture of it and figure out how to post it to my video, I will do that. So that is what I have done so far for 2021. I think it comes down to about a project a week, and I think that's pretty good. I'm very happy with my progress. I'm very happy with the additional items to my wardrobe that I have now, and I'm looking forward to going back to the office on a regular basis and being able to take advantage of these clothes, or just going out in general, right? Anyway, so I'd like to hear which ones you thought were your favorites, and please tell me in the comments. And if you like and want to follow me on my adventure, please hit the subscribe button and notifications so that you can be notified whenever a new video is going up. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.